I haven't been out in the shop in a few weeks. I've been stuck doing home improvement projects. Painting, remodeled a bathroom, putting those little pieces of molding in that I had never gotten around to, cleaning out the shed, the snow melted, pulling out all the equipment that I never use, and getting rid of it. I'm in the shop today though, and I'm working on finishing a guitar, and I want it done in the next 5 days. Got the neck roughed in. This is Paduk. Just a rough. Today I put in the truss rod, and I'm working on what's going to be the fretboard. I'm just cutting the slots for the frets right now. You might ask yourself, what do I need to cut a fretboard? There's all kinds of fancy, expensive $100, $200, $300 gadgets. This is a template for marking out the location of the frets. Lay it on, pencil lines, done. Then I take a good old utility knife, throw on the speed square, score the lines. Why? That allows my $15 dovetail saw, $15, not much, my $15 dovetail saw to follow these lines straight and true. Little that rubbery kitchen drawer liner stuff my wife gave me. Keeps things from slipping. Put it on there, lines are scored, throw in the speed square, line that puppy up, make sure you got your light good so you can see, and saw away. Whoop, caught a little bit, that's okay, don't get nervous. Go right down. Then we'll shape it a little bit this way. Redo the grooves. We'll cut the taper last on the bandsaw. And then we'll be about ready to install it on the neck and put on the frets. Doesn't cost a lot of money. It's not difficult. Don't be scared to try it. Got a little farther along. I got the walnut laminate or veneer glued onto the headstock, and we've got the headstock shaped a little bit and shaped, ready to carve now. And for whatever it's worth, I'm a little nostalgic. My grandpa, who died a long time ago, left me this knife. It's a real Schrade back when Mr. Schrade had opened his factory here in the U.S. The company was about maybe 40 years old when this knife was made. It's got a real nice sharp blade, skinny, it's great for carving. And I like to sit here and whittle away at it and think of my grandpa, and he was a police officer and a cabinet maker and a carpenter too. And so I gotta get at it here, and all you do is you sit and you whittle a while. That's pretty much all there is to it, until you carve off what ain't a guitar. This is where we are now. Been a few hours. We have the neck roughed out, pretty close to the final shape. I just drilled the holes for the pegs. Try to mask the joint there. A little fancy carving. That's what she looks like. So, I'm going to get the truss rod in and do some final fitting to the guitar, and we're making progress. I'm ready for the binding here. I've cut my groove on the edge of the guitar, and I've bent my first set. And I'm all prepped. You got glue, we're going to have rope, tape, and we've got pieces all ready to go. I'm going to start laying on the binding now. There. First piece is on. We use tape to hold it in place. I'm going to get the second one on, and then use a damp cloth to remove excess glue. Alright, the binding's on. Now we're going to wrap her up like a present. Just like that. I'll leave it for an hour or two and let this side dry. The binding is all done. I have the guitar laid out here to fit the neck. I have my center line marked. And I'm using a little trick I learned from violin making. This is a bolt-on neck. So what I've done is I've added some chalk here to the end. And then we fit this about where it goes. Shimmy it around just a little. And we look for high spots, and they'll show up chalk on the end of the neck there. So we'll trim those down and then just keep repeating the process until we have a nice fit. I have the neck finished. I stayed up last night and I have it all done, shaped nice. I fit the fretboard on and I'm over here working on it right now. This is my little holder made out of a couple 2x4s. Little piece of carpet. Sits right here. This right here is my secret weapon, my chicken lamp. It's an infrared bulb, so it heats objects, not air. I use this when I'm working outside. I built a few wood airplanes, and I was using epoxy as temperature sensitive. And this will keep the workpieces warm without having to heat a lot of air. I've even used it on the car. Out here I've got my little mini crock pot I stole from my wife with my hide glue in here, staying nice and warm. Hide glue fills the gaps, anchors the frets. I have my frets cut. I've checked my fret slots for the right depth. And I just come over here and slide a little hide glue on, just a touch. Get her on the slot. The glue starts to gel up immediately, makes these little boogers, looks like you blew your nose. So you clean that up with a damp rag right off the bat. Nice and clean. The glue is water soluble. Non-toxic too. I love hide glue. Could probably eat it, although I'm not going to try. So I'll just work my way down the fretboard here until I get to the end, and then we'll do a final little cleanup and have some filing to do and such. And it will look sharp. Okay, I know this looks insane. These are my chicken lamps. I'm heating up the wood. Everything has been test fitted, and I'm going to attach the neck momentarily. Woo! And there you have it. You got to go quick. Well, the wood's nice and warm and that glue is liquid. Came on nice and straight. Now we let her set up and move along. I don't want to use a ordinary old saddle for my guitar. I just use this as a template. Cut myself a piece of rosewood, and I'm carving me a little thunderbird. I'm just working on his tail feathers. Kind of relieve the tail feathers and put a nice little curve in it, and then when the light shines off of it, it'll hopefully look like a little bit of a bird or an eagle or something. Kind of neat, and it'll be different. Don't want to look like everybody else, you know. It doesn't cost anything to do it, just the aggravation and time. And here we have the saddle gluing in place Some scraps of leather protect the sides of the sound hole. Well, here we go. The saddle is glued on. We've got 4 or 5 coats of varnish on here. The fretboard has been oiled and the frets polished up. Got the tuning pegs on. And I'm about ready to set up the guitar. I'm going to be using my favorite strings, Diodario Phosphor Bronze, this custom light gauge, and buffalo bone, saddle, bridge, nut, and pegs. I'm going to get to work here and get this thing strung up. Here's a little drive-by. Got her strung up. Looks good. I'm pretty happy. There's a little shot at the back side. Grain looks nice there, and walnut accents, beautiful. Weeping bird's eye, Paduke neck, walnut trim. Nice guitar. Overall, I'm happy. I think I said that once already. It's always nice to come to the end when it started out as just a set of plans. When we got her done, pretty guitar. I want to show you something. This was a father-son set. One for me, one for my boy who's turning 25. Identical, same wood. Every piece was cut from the same block. Whoops. Now they both have a dent. Overall, I'm happy. All I gotta do now is learn how to play this thing. Spend most of my time messing with fiddles. Hope you like it. I enjoyed building it and sharing it with you.